first thing, we need to create a project library, which is like putting all of the pieces of your project into an organized folder. So if this isn't the screen after you've said go ahead and create instead of learn, if you don't see a screen with these menu items, then just click on home. That'll get you to this page. And now I have some things that you won't have because I've already been using Inventor. But let's just go over what these things are. Here we have the different types of files that can be created with Inventor. We have a part, which is simply to create the two-dimensional object that later will be part of an assembly. So an assembly is like a grouping of those parts. When you have your assembly finished, you can create an engineer's drawing of that assembly, and that drawing would, if you were an engineer, that drawing would go to a manufacturing company, and it would include all dimensions necessary to create your part or assembly. And then a presentation, which is sort of like an animation. In fact, if I just read what that says, it says use this template to create animations and exploded views for assembly files which show assembly order or component relationships. So when they say exploded views, it's like you can have those pieces sort of come apart of your assembly slowly, just showing how they were fitting together, and then allowing you to get a closer look by bringing them apart and zooming in. So what we'll do first is create a project folder. We call it a project library. And if you look right here, these are different project libraries that I have already created. And down here you can see recent files, and I left these here on purpose. There's some files that I've either renamed or moved. It demonstrates how the program will not know where to go find those files that have been, or parts that have been created, if you don't have them organized in an appropriate project folder or library. So let's go ahead and do that first. So I'm going to make a new project folder. And to do that, I open the projects dialog box, this is called, and then I click on new down here, and I want a new single user project. Next, and right here I want to call that my 5 parts and assemblies, and I'm going to say next and finish. The project path you entered doesn't exist. Should it be created? Say OK. And then done. And now right here I see 5 parts and assemblies, and there's a green check mark there. I want to make sure every time I open this program that this is the correct project file while I'm creating this project or working on this project. That's the one where everything is being saved to. The next thing we want to do is set up our default settings. So you click on this little gear, and do we want inches or millimeters? And then here I will just tell you that's the drawing standard. We do want ANSI, so just leave that one, and here we want inches, but there may be a time we prefer millimeters. In fact, I think your first project uses millimeters instead of inches. So everything looks good there. I don't have an OK option because I didn't change anything. If I had changed it, then I'd hit OK to make those changes. So leave it on inches and ANSI code, and we'll say cancel. I'll just cancel this instead. So you have your project file set up, and we are ready to begin making parts. So I'll stop this video here, and you'll move on to the next one, which is creating your first 2 parts.